The question Angie has asked, what is the priority number one for the ILP when you get into office? A good question. The two major problems facing this country now are crime and health. And therefore our priority will be a kind of dual priority to take care of crime and health. In terms of health, we have to make sure that our institutions are more responsive to the needs and concerns of the people. We can no longer have institutions where an MRI, for example, is a thing that will take 16 to 18 months. We can no longer have a system whereby in a hospital, in the orthopedic ward, the scale and the balances which they use there are Jalita bottles filled with water. We can no longer have a situation where people still have to go and sit on benches and chairs before they get attention. And those were the very issues which we, as a government, when we came in 2010, we said we shall correct. So therefore our health institutions shall be fixed, and fixed in a way to make them more receptive to the people and to provide such services that for which all can benefit. The second area is crime. As I said before, crime is no respecter of persons or places, and therefore we have to begin by fixing the situation and looking at those symptoms at the moment. The police service has to be overhauled. The Coast Guard and the Defense Force, they have to be overhauled. Imagine, Angie, at this point in time, the Coast Guard is operating less than 15% of their capacity. And the Prime Minister goes to China and buy a boat that can't fix the situation for $200 million. We have to have coastal police stations. We have to put the Defense Force in various locations throughout the country, Moruga, Cedras, Matlat, and so on. Have these different locations where the army can go in. We have to also ensure that we have to have, as it were, a national advisory committee on crime, because no one government will have all the answers for crime. And therefore we must solicit the views from people in society to see what are some of the advice they can give us about crime. But therefore the answer therefore is crime and health are the two areas of priority for our government when we get into office. I thank you, Angie. Marvin, thank you for your question, which is whether I have any more infrastructural works for this country. As you recognize, I was the Minister of Works and Transport at the time when the highway to Point Forte started. Let me say very early, unlike other persons, that highway from Golconda to Point Forte was a P&M idea. When I went there in the ministry, almost everything was in place. We didn't have to do, I didn't have to do anything. Even the contractors were already selected. Tenders were already out. And therefore what we did as a government was merely to carry out the policy of the P&M. You'll recall too that when I became minister, one of the first things I did was to finish the highway up on a mirror and to go as far as beyond Santa Rosa, where it is at the moment. I was also able to start work on the Diego Martin Highway, which again was another idea from the P&M, which I felt was laudable and should have been completed. Even the bridge in Mount Pleasant, which for 28 years no government was able to fix, you recall that too was fixed under me. And therefore your question is, if I have any plans or ideas for more infrastructural works when we get into office, the answer is yes. And the fact is, the answer will be and is that we shall continue the policy and programs of the P&M as far as infrastructural works are concerned. So the highway from San Fernando to Princeton and then Princeton to Mayaro, that would be a priority. We also have to fix, I said before, the problem of traffic jam, the gridlock in the Western Peninsula. And I'm not talking about any causeway. I'm talking about making studies to see which is the most efficient or what we have to do as a government to make sure that we take the best option available in terms of that area. We have to also, I have a particular concern on fixing that road in central Trinidad that goes from Shogunas to Rio Claro, through Todd Road, Kappa Road, Mamoral, Tabaquite, Flangenton, Brasso, Pool, that road has been forgotten. The people who live there have in a real sense given up hope that anyone will take care of the infrastructure in their areas. So that road, I'm saying, the central road from Shogunas to Rio Claro, that too shall be fixed. And therefore, to answer your question, yes, we shall take part in further infrastructural works in the country, whether the ideas came from the PNM or otherwise. What we will do, however, unlike other persons, we shall say where the idea came from, and we shall give credit where credit is due. Sumitra has asked, what is the importance of the youth in this country? A very valid question, particularly at a time when between 17 and 35, that particular age, that generation, represent the bulk of the people in the country who feel lost, who feel dispossessed. And therefore, we have to find the means of giving the youth a place in the sun. To this day, and I will say more about it tonight at W Mirror when we speak at our campaign, but to this day, no government has taken care of the youth of the coup, the young people of the coup, who today are 25 years old. They lost. Nobody is concerned about them. No, they don't know what to do. And therefore, we have to have a kind of discussion and narrative with young people so as to give them some kind of hope. Not only in terms of youth centers, not only in terms of giving them funds, because we believe far too often, this government believes that they can buy everything. A problem crops up, they put money after it. Here, send more money. There, send more money. We have to have a youth revolution in this country. We have to understand that young people have a role to play. And we must make sure that we give them the platform on which to do that. And therefore tonight, at W Mirror, when I'm talking in our second cottage meeting, I will take some time to explain to young people what they can do and the role they can play in the society. So therefore, in a sense, I'm saying, yes, I recognize the youth are important, but the youth need a revolution, not with arms, ideas, a place, in a sense, where they can feel that they have a place in the sun. So I thank you. You can check me on Warner TV, on Facebook, or on my official page, when of course, you want to get more of the discussion. At this point in time, however, let me say goodbye until I see you again next Tuesday. Same time, again, same place on Warner TV.